Welcome back to the series where I test my skills, luck and endurance as a beginner in the deep game of Hypixel Skyblock. If you're new or haven't watched the other episodes yet, I'll link them up here because I highly recommend watching them, as if you're ever new to a series, the best thing to do would be to catch up quickly before we're too far in, and then you'll be joining on episode 35 totally and utterly confused. Today's episode actually took a long time to complete, 2 weeks instead of the 1 week I'd normally planned. Most of you did accept that fact, but some of you would have probably wanted it earlier, but I do hope this episode will be worth the wait. And also any updates that I make on episodes in my community will be in community posts or on my channel or my Discord server that I'll leave in the description down below, so if you're ever concerned about the channel, then check those places first. Moving on. So for the past few episodes, whenever I got something new or crafted a new minion, I'd always just add it onto the existing island and dump all the stuff in some unorganized chest. And if you know Minecraft, you know that this is not the way to go if you're planning to use a place for a long time. So I thought to myself, why not give this island a complete overhaul? Why not get it prepared for perhaps the long grind ahead of me that inevitably comes with Skyblock? And is there any other reason not to organize? So here I was at the start of episode 8, about to tell you guys why I'd switched back to 1.19. So yeah, we're back in 1.19. Not for the reason you think of though. Today I'm planning to absolutely overhaul this island. It's cool and all, but it's pretty messy, I gotta say. So the whole reason why we're in 1.19 again is because I have actually planned out a sort of build for this island. I don't want to spend time trying to make this build freehand, because that would take ages, take hours, and I don't have hours to make this video. So I'm using a mod called Litematica. A bunch of you guys will probably know about it. So Litematica is a mod which allows you to create something in a world and then basically copy its outline and the blocks you used into another world for you then to rebuild it yourself. I'm telling you this because I didn't really explain it well in the video, but it's not copy and paste. It actually is given to builders, especially YouTubers, as a much better way of planning than executing a build in a short space of time without having to spend hours thinking of it on the spot. But to use the mod, I had to be in the most recent versions of Minecraft, but it made this build a lot better than expected, seeing as I'm not a builder myself. So to show you guys the rough plan of prototype number 1, yes, I went through many prototypes over the course of making this video. I headed over to my single player world where I had first built it, and this is it. Yeah, it's pretty much a big dragon circling the island. It was kind of obvious that something to do with this was coming. I mean, my name kind of gives it away, but it also adds some personality to the island instead of just being a standard one. I do need to work out how to make this practical. Like, this is not a good space to store minions. So basically, in terms of functionality, this design is pretty much useless. And the wings are a bit weird, but I don't specialize in building, so this is the best I could make. Because this was my first time using Litematica, I followed a guide by a person named 30virus, who is a well-known Skyblock YouTuber, because I knew it might be tricky to try and import the schematic, basically the template of the build, into Skyblock. Right, let's head over to Skyblock, and with the power of magic, we're here. But firstly, I had to remove all the junk from the island and give myself a clean slate to work with. So just give me a minute and I'll try and do this. I don't know how long this will take.
A few moments later.
Now I had the island cleaned up and ready to work with, I attempted to import the build into my world using the stick. This was basically the thing which you use to control your schematic and how you'd load it in. Basically like a magical wand that you could use Litematica with. And with a few adjustments to it via the Litematica menu, I had the build right there where I wanted it. But before I got to building, I had collected some mushrooms off camera to unlock the recipe of the magical mushroom soup, which I had been told would help me a lot. Swap this around, and there we go. Mushroom soup. We have a stack. A stack of magical mushroom soup. And let's go! Yes! And also just ignore the OpenGL errors happening in the chat. They were constantly popping up. And it was probably because I was using Litematica in Skyblock, which didn't really mix. But later on I figured out how to disable the message, so for now we'll just have to deal with it. And after some final tweaking with the build, it was positioned right where I wanted it. Now all that was left to do was to build it. So now the dragon was actually built on the island, it occurred to me that it didn't really look like a dragon. And also the fact that Skyblock doesn't have any concrete. I mean, this is one of the biggest disadvantages of playing on a 1.8 made server. It's quite annoying. You don't get any good updated blocks, so I had to force myself to make do with yellow terracotta, which looked very much like orange to me. And when it turned night, it looked like mud, and it didn't really look like the golden dragon to me. But in terms of color, I couldn't really do much about it, so I decided to change the actual shape of the dragon, maybe add a bit of depth to it, but it just made it look very out of place. Again, I'm not a builder, so it took me another day or two of actually thinking before I came up with an idea to maybe expand the middle island a bit, broaden it out into some sort of big island, main hub island, which could be what the dragon surrounded, and I thought maybe it would help the dragon blend in a bit more, so I bought some materials and tried my best to recreate it. But instead of making the situation better, it made the dragon look a lot like a sore thumb. So after a day or more of thinking, I decided to tear the whole thing down and rebuild a completely revamped version to suit this much bigger main island. And you now see why it took so long to make this video. I went through actually quite a lot, several versions of the dragon actually, so it genuinely took some time to come up with a good idea. But after designing this particular one, I knew it probably would suit the island a lot more. So after loading it up into a schematic and a bit of planning, I eventually decided to build it. Now that the dragon was complete, I seem to have severely underestimated its sheer size. But seeing as the main island would get bigger over time and more smaller islands would be planned to be added, I could always change it much later. Okay, so it's been a couple of days since the original design, and boom! This is the golden
dragon.
I have omitted the wings. I've taken it out because, one, I don't know how to make wings. And two, if you make a wings right here, if you look on this side afterwards, it just looks a lot emptier. It just looks like this side needs to be filled up when this side is filled with wings. And so it kind of looks like a Chinese dragon. Like the dragon is guarding this island. We have some sort of lore around this. And obviously I have expanded the island, the main part of it. Yeah, it looks more like a mushroom than an island, to be fair. And also, I have 2 hours and 36 minutes of flight time, and that's because I got like a different type of mushroom soup from the auction house, and it allows me to fly for 3 hours and something, but it only cost me like 10k, I think. 15k, that was it. This took ages in single player, by the way. Just like mapping the whole thing out, making it suit the island is quite hard. I wish Skyblock could have yellow concrete. Just any type of concrete would be much better than terracotta, and this will be improved later on, but so far it does seem better than my original design. But then we have this island right here, which is intersecting the dragon, literally cutting him in two. I might kind of like strip this away and make it look like this dragon is kind of cutting the island itself in half, but I do want to keep this island itself, just keep something, a remnant of the start of the Skyblock series. And also I want to make other islands, like islands around here, that can host a bunch of other minions as well if I have the space for it. And obviously down below, we have a huge center If I can get down there, there we go. Probably for my storage, to be fair. I think this is the best area for an underground storage that's hidden away, that no one can really see. But obviously filling this whole thing would be a pain and unnecessary, so we're gonna be smart about this. I had actually been logging on to collect my minions where I could and when I could, and most of them had leveled up a lot. I'm still working on getting more minions actually, but they'll come as I expand the island a bit more. I still wanted to keep some part of the original island as a memory sort of for the future, but all that was left was the part with the portal on it. I'm not sure what I'll do with it exactly, maybe rebuild it elsewhere or incorporate it with the dragon somehow. If you have any idea of what I should do or maybe what I should do next, then let me know in the comments down below. I'm always open to suggestions. So now everything on the island was more or less complete. I cleaned up my inventory and switched back to 1.8 and got ready to explore the new area that only recently got added. Recently as in like a month ago. Yeah, I'm still quite late to this. Anyway, stranger, what a pleasant surprise. I see you have quite an impressive island. Excuse my manners, my name is Sam and I live next door. Or should I rather say next island. You seem to have quite a talent for growing crops. Really? There's something I couldn't really say about myself. You see, I've been having quite a struggle with my farm that I inherited from my father. He was a skillful farmer, not like me. I have 2 left thumbs when it comes to farming. I was wondering if maybe you could help me out with my farm. I had learned that this NPC was actually someone who would introduce me to the garden, a place where I could build myself my own farms. Also in the video you might see some jerkiness when I move my mouse. I'm not sure why this happens in 1.8, doesn't really happen in the recent versions, and in this instance it seemed quite bad, but I hope it doesn't affect the video too much. And also there's a crosshair that you would normally get in first person, just stays there in third person for some reason, so it looks really odd. But again, it's something I only experienced in 1.8, but if any of you know a fix to it, then be sure to let me know. Let's help Sam out then, let's go. Wow, thank you so much, I'll bring you right there. Whoa, is this really next door to me? Oh my word. Sam, Jacob, and Anita, I think your face is, I recognize your face. I'm so excited to have you here. You can come to me anytime you need help, but first let's clear out a plot to grow your crops. For that, however, I need some compost. If you can bring some wheat, I can make compost out of it. Bring 25 wheat to Sam.
6.5 hours later.
Right, Sam. Wow, you did it. Now I can finally produce the compost. Let's head inside. Composter? Desk? Composter? So Sam, you see this machine here? Yeah, I do. It produces compost when you put crops inside of it somehow. But that's why I need to increase the amount of plots we can have. So exciting. It needs machine fuel to operate. Luckily we can order fuel online. Wait a minute. Head over to the desk, there you can browse SkyMart to order some fuel. Okay, is there any SkyMart? There we go. Fuel. Biofuel is 20,000 coins. So it was obvious that I needed some more money, so I withdrew some from the bank and decided to buy some biofuel. Hopefully it's worth it. There you go, biofuel. Oh, there you go, great. Now we can go and open the composter and put the fuel in there and it'll start doing whatever it does. Okay, composter, open. Let's put the biofuel in. Oh, there you go, just ate it. Oh my word, what the heck? That's some grumbling you've got there. Wow. Oh, the composter is done. You can finally free up a plot. Take out the compost when you're ready. This is a cool mechanic. Compost? Let's go! We've got a compost, guys! We've got compost! Next, I had to get myself my first garden plot. And let's unlock. There we go. Amazing, we got ourselves a brand new plot. Unlocked garden plot 4. Now to the dirty part. The plot has to be cleaned up before it can be used. Head over to your unlocked plot and try to clean it up a bit. Come on, stop talking so fast, man. Needs an area 3x3 of grass, leaves, and flowers. Oh, okay. This life will help you clean your plot even faster. So what did he say before? He said, then come back once you've done so. Okay. And now I had the entertaining task of cleaning it up. It included the grass, the leaves, and even the trees. The season of Jerry Mount Jerry is gonna erupt in one day. Go to Jerry's workshop to save Jerry's. What the heck is this? What's Mount Jerry? Reading back with you.
1 eternity later.
Wait, what? It's clean? You know what? I'm just gonna finish this off quickly. Just don't talk so fast, man. Now you can grow crops you've unlocked there. To save a bit of time, you can also use this preset farm at your desk. Come and tell me when you've finished up your plots. Yes, we have. Everything is finished. Howdy, fine day, eh? It wouldn't happen to be one mighty farmer, eh? Well, I coordinate a farming contest every 3 Skyblock days, eh? Check your calendar, eh? Or Better yet, click on me to learn more, eh? Okay, so this is like more of an introduction to Jacob's farming contest, which I haven't really gotten into, to be fair. Every 3 Skyblock days, I hold a contest for 3 farming collections. The contest lasts 1 Skyblock day, 20 minutes. The top player who increases their collection the most earns Jacob's tickets and unique rewards. So it seemed like the more you farmed in that 20 minutes, the higher you would rank on the leaderboard. But you would question how it would be fair competing against people who'd probably have bigger and better ways of farming themselves. But if it was talking in terms of collections, I probably would rank very highly because I don't really have much wheat collection. I will trade your Jacob's tickets for farming tours. So I need to just solve me some items I had to enter the Jacob's contest for first. But halfway through looking at the textures of the items, I remembered that I hadn't actually switched to the updated versions of First Sky, which you guys kind of told me about in the comments last episode, so I went to the menu to switch it out. If I just reload Skyblock with the actual full version, well, yes, everything's back. Everything's obviously changed, and I still have the crosshair on my forehead, but I do have a new texture for the Void Sword. Yes! It would have been cool if this color, if the Void Sword color matched the Ender set, but I really can't really complain about the textures when they're like this anyway. They're just too good not to accept. Now that was done, I headed over to Sam to see what else she wanted. Sam, let's see. I have an idea. Why don't you collect me some wheat and I'll bake some lovely bread for dinner? That's a great idea, or rather not. If I say rather not, will something happen? Let's click this and see. Pretty please. Oh, okay. So it basically forces you to get some wheat. 100 wheat. That's not too bad. Then I remembered I actually had lots of wheat in the island, so I took them from the island and headed back. And then, wow, that was quick. Here, take some fresh bread. Nom nom. It's pretty tasty, but it seems like we still have some dozen wheat left over, and our composter is already full. Open a shop stand with Sam. Oh, I have an idea. We could open a small stand and sell our wheat to other people. What? So I was supposed to sell them the wheat somehow? Anyway, let's go to Sam and logbook of Sam. Logbook, sorry. Various NPCs will visit your island and queue at your barn to island to make offers. Oh, is this for the wheat? I think this is a spot that will work perfectly. Serve your first customer. Jerry! You're here! We have our first customer. How exciting. I wonder what they want. Can you check on them? Yes, obviously, Jerry. The last time I heard, your island was exploding, I think? Yeah. Mount Jerry was erupting. Are you not gonna go and save your own workshop? Are you not gonna go and... I'm tired. Whoa, you can speak? Whoa, Jerry, this is just too much. Hey, the TheGoldenDragon YT, glad to meet you here. I need some bread. Refuse offer. Legendary Jerry. Ooh, okay. There we go. Ooh. Offer accepted with Jerry Legendary. This is not my realm, I must return, thank you. Oh, we did it, we served our first customer. Keep checking back on them and I'm sure most people will visit our farm soon. Besides that, you can always go and check the desk to find out what you can do next. I'll head back outside now, okay. Now there didn't really seem a lot to do at the desk, but I did unlock carrot farming with 5 or so copper that I'd gotten. I'm not really sure how you'd get more of it, but to fill the plot up with carrots I actually needed some. And after realizing the bazaar didn't sell any carrots, I came back quite confused. I may have actually needed carrots from, say, the barn or the farmer, but I felt they would extend the video a lot more than it needed to be, as I still had a little bit of stuff to do. So I said goodbye to the garden for the time being, and headed over to the Dwarven Mines, having not visited the place since episode number 5. The area I specifically wanted to go to in this episode was the Royal Palace, to look at the commissions I could probably squeeze out in this episode to upgrade my Hearten Mountain to tier 2. And we are here to the king, which has probably changed. Yeah, King Braymore. Sorry, I'm just on fire. I'll still take your order. Commission 1, mine titanium. That I can't do yet unless I get the mithril pickaxe, and obviously mine 150 mithril ore. So I mean, this is probably not. It's probably gonna be a bit more of a grind for me to do this episode. I kind of want to squeeze in as much as I can. So I guess what we could do is we could buy a mithril pickaxe this episode. And off camera, I can do some mining to get to Heart of the Mountain level 3. Now, from what I'd gathered from the community, aka you guys, tier 3 is a good tier to get to as it allows me to visit a place called the Crystal Hollows. I did kind of feel like I was rushing through this a bit because I wasn't sure if I was able to deal with another new area, let alone the commissions from the king. But I've never been there, so it might not be as bad as it sounds. Wait, I can unlock this? Can we? We can. Oh, okay. I also had to find 2 other NPCs which I hadn't found yet, called the Fetcher and the Puzzler. I think one of them's up here. You don't have any name, but I'm guessing you're the Fetcher. Here you are. Hi, I need your help. Maybe. I'm looking for some stuff. Don't remember the name. TBH. It's tall and can be opened. I need one, please. The item this guy wanted sounded pretty weird and probably was obvious, but I got distracted with buying the mithril pickaxe, as it could help me down the line. While we look at that, let's go to Boo Boo and see the mithril pickaxes. So I bought a fractured one for the price of 10,000. But I soon realised why it might have been 10,000 only, because it broke mithril quite a bit slower than my prospector's diamond pickaxe. But we do have to take into account that I have enchanted it with efficiency 5, I think. So I was actually determined to find a use of my money when I realised that it might be able to mine titanium, which was one of the commissions. And titanium? Yes. Okay. So it turned out it could mine titanium, and I managed to complete another commission, which might be able to push me to tier 2. King M-Cam. Wait, aren't you a different king? I can complete this. Let's go. Heart and Mountain tier 2. Access to the forge. Oh yes, we have that too. That's cool. Now we can probably unlock a mining fortune. There we go. I can either get titanium insanium or I can get quick forge. I'm not sure actually. So I headed to the forge to find out if it was worth the investment. Now if we go and talk to the forge, oh whoa, okay. Select, process, refine. Let's cast an item. Unlike I expected, it looked well out of my reach for the time being. Maybe there is actually something I'm missing, but be sure to let me know if I'm just being dumb. But now I had done what I wanted to do in the mines, I headed back to the surface to try and test my luck with reforging my ender set and my sword, as I could use it more for combat rather than my glassite set. Okay, what's this? Wait a minute. I think we need fierce on our ender stuff, so we'll try and get fierce.
2,000 years later.
And now we have a full set of fierce. Spicy? I think spicy is good. I then headed over to the community center to check up on Elizabeth. Elizabeth has a lot of stuff I need to look at actually. I think my ender chest upgrade is complete. Yeah, so my ender chest upgrade was complete a long time ago. If I go to here, there we go. And there we go, deep storage. Win allowance. Whoa. Every time we log in 10,000? Oh, there we go, we can do it now. So now I had that in progress, I wanted to craft something called the experimentation table, which was also something everyone wanted me to get. But then I remembered that I hadn't actually reforged my glassite gear yet, and I was planning for this set to be all about mobility as suggested by some of the comments, because then I could make more use of the aspect of the end's ability, but it did drain my coins quite a bit. Maybe a bit too much, but I was willing to invest in it. And if I put this on, how much do I get? 500! Oh, yes! That's so much mana. Now I can kind of use this a lot more. I then bought the items I needed for the experimentation table and headed to my island to craft it. Experimentation table. Place this item on your island. Conduct wild enchanting experiments to gain bonus enchanting XP and items. Whoa. That looks sick. What's this do then? Super pairs. Find pairs of items on the grid to unlock them. Earn enchanting XP and powerful enchanted books every day. Now because you actually unfortunately needed XP to use it, I decided at least for the first try to get a grand experience bottle from the bazaar and use that to get the levels I needed. Right? What do we do? Oh, timer? Whoa, okay, is this like flipping? It seemed like you had 10 or so tries to correctly match up the pairs, but I forgot you had to remember the locations of the pairs until the last few goes, so I ended up getting some pretty dull rewards. Click any to proceed. I claim? Okay, I guess. We got a higher enchanting level. After storing the rewards away, I headed to the gold mine to get myself some coal and iron. So why don't I smelt iron ore? It turns out I was actually using the silk touch giant pick to get the iron, and I'm not sure where my smelting touch pick went, so I ended up having to use and smelt them in a furnace. I then used the iron I'd got to make some buckets and headed to the hub to finish off the last bit of the island. Can we not get water? Oh, we can. We can get water from here then, and let's see, let's hope and pray that this is still possible. Yes, it works! The reason I needed the infinite water source is that you guys actually wanted an AFK pool on the island, and since some of you guys did visit my island for a long period of time, I thought I might as well. I mean, I think as of now, the guest limit is 5 for this island. So 5 of you are gonna have this epic real estate, yeah, like... So now the rough area of the pool was complete, I fixed it up a bit and started placing down my minions on the island. And let's place down our good ascended holy redstone minion. Now you aren't ascended. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to just deal with having to live on the ground. I wasn't 100% sure about what my minions would actually be used for on the island, so I ended up crafting another cobblestone, coal and redstone minion. I had a vague idea that redstone and cobble would be useful in the future, but I will add some more islands with some more minions soon, so if you have any recommendations of the minions I should use, then leave them in the comments like usual with anything else. And now I had finished with the island, at least for this episode. I added some minor touches to make the islands look a bit better, and there will obviously be a lot more to add to the island as I continue my journey in Skyblock. But for the time being, it doesn't look too bad, and I hope you guys like it too. And if you're still here, then you probably enjoyed the video, so why not hit that like button down below and help a small creator like me out, and maybe even subscribe if you really enjoyed the content. If you have anything to add though, be sure to leave a comment down below as well, and I'll make sure to read as much as I can. But until the next episode, why not watch one of these two other videos to see some more from me, and I'll catch you over there. Ladies and gentlemen, good night.